Hello there, my name is Pink Impulse, and I have just finished my first 5 hours of Diablo 4 gameplay with early access. In this Diablo 4 video, I will be talking about the things that I personally enjoyed in the early access and hoping that it only gets better as the game gets closer to launching. I ended up playing the Rogue class, which is a bow or crossbow, dual dagger wielding character, one that can kite enemies with bows and arrows, get in their face with daggers while producing high critical damage, lay down traps for foes, or even imbue weapons with poison, cold, or shadow energy. First and foremost, when diving into the game, after picking your character, is the character creation, where you can customize how your character is going to look. You will go through the color of the skin, eyes, and hair, as well as different styles for the hair, as well as makeup, jewelry, and markings. Unfortunately, this part was a little bit lackluster for me. In comparison to previous Diablo games, it's actually great, only considering you couldn't customize how your characters look before. I believe the colors of the hair and the markings on the face could be a bit more expansive, but that's also just personal opinion. But then again, these could be things used to customize your character in a game with a barber or some type of marking artist down the line. One thing that Diablo and Blizzard players know if you have played their previous games is that they know damn well how to make a good looking cinematic. As you start the game, there's a cinematic that feels just like Diablo. Dark, grim, and eerie. Something I could also not get over was how your character that you just customize is right there in the opening cinematics. One thing that also stood out to me was the beauty of the game. From the second the cinematics start, you know you're watching a Blizzard cinematic. It feels like a movie. It seems from previous Diablos, they've changed the style quite a bit. A lot more from Diablo 1 and 2 and slightly from Diablo 3 and Immortal. Which I must say, I love the way Diablo 2 looks. Very grim and dark, but also with pops of color here and there. Whereas Diablo 3 looked a little bit more playful, with colors being slightly more muted. One thing that I want to talk about that really stunned me was the gameplay. When you are finished making your character, you can pick between two options on how to play the game. The first is World Tier 1, Adventurer, which states that this is for players who are new to Diablo and want a light challenge, as well as being able to get through level 1 through 50 and stating that the enemies are easy to defeat. The second and final option is World Tier 2, Veteran. It states that this is for players who desire more challenge, leveling 1 through 50, enemies being more challenging, monsters giving 20% more experience, and monsters dropping 10% more gold. Right as I got into the game, I realized that it did actually seem a bit more difficult. I hadn't actually played the game before, but things weren't dying in one hit. Considering right when you start games is where things are relatively easy to kill. This is something I thoroughly enjoyed. There were times where I felt like I may not have been paying attention and accidentally died in the game. Boss fights also took longer than expected because of the amount of health that they had and the lack of damage that I was doing to them. I love that it took the time to defeat bigger creatures and monsters. It felt like a threat from the game and something I really can't wait to see more of when this game officially comes out. Also, just a quick shout out, one of my favorite things about this game is the sound production, the quality of everything in sound. Every single time I shot an arrow or got hit by a monster, it felt impactful. With different abilities, it felt more and more expansive, and I wanted to keep hearing different skills from all over the place, from the barbarian, sorceress, and the rogue that I am playing. Come on, legendary, baby! And for my fifth and final point, it's questing. Unfortunately, I don't have much to say about questing so far. The questing seems quite normal, minimal, and lackluster as of now. But it is only Act 1, and I have only played about 5 hours, so I will try to cut some slack over here. Many of the quests went from kill all the creatures in a den or cave to grabbing something and bringing it elsewhere. But I'm sure as the game progresses and opens up through the acts, I'm sure there will be more and more to see and rave about. So far, these are my takeaways from my first couple of hours playing Diablo 4. I look forward to playing the Diablo more and also creating these videos. If you like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. I appreciate it very much. Bye!